Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, my friend, again, your financial breakdown or breakthrough is guaranteed. Again, the breakdown is guaranteed if you ignore the principles. The breakthrough is guaranteed if you implement the principles. And I know those of you who are listening, watching live, you're implementers. And those of you who watch this recording, I'm sure you will be as well. Well, also, if you've been following this, our 9K to 90-day challenge. This is actually day 91. We finished the 90-day challenge yesterday. And oh my goodness, we'll get into it later. Some crazy, crazy miracles that God did and is doing. And so, wow, wow, wow. So, congratulations. I know many of you have given and sent me testimonials, some things that God's been doing. So, many of you know we just finished fasting and praying 90 days for everybody who took the challenge. And so we nothing but water and juice, and so, of course some nutritional products. But man, oh man, oh man. As a matter of fact, then we also well, we had some different things, and I'll pull that up. But let me just real quick. I just thought of something here. Let me see if I pull that up. Yeah. So we started June the 1st, right? And this, I just, again, remember, I always say, you got to learn to give expression to the impressions. You become more impressionable. As a matter of fact, my good friend Myron Golden called last night. He and his wife are on a month long. They're going on a month long vacation, and they had a stuck. Of course, he flies first class. Flies private, but when he goes international, first class, and so they got stuck layover or whatever. And so anyway, so we were talking last night, and we mentioned some things. But the day I started this 9K to 90 day, he was in town doing the training. And the whole thing was I was challenging people to make an extra 9K to 90K or more in 90 days or less. And I tell you, my friend, it's been absolutely amazing. And that first day I did that, June the 1st, and he was in town. He said, look, I'm doing the seminar, come on down. And so after I was done teaching here, I went down there. Many of you know the story. I just like hearing it myself because it was confirmation and also inspiration. And he was speaking and training and gave his offer to people. And there's about 350 people there in the room. And we wanted me to go up to his room afterwards. We were talking, joking about old times. And then his one of his assistants gave him the numbers, and he had made $970,000 in about an hour and a half. And so I said to him, I said, man, don't laugh at me. I was going to tell you about my new challenge, how to make an extra 9K to 90K or more in 90 days or less. He said, Doc, I'm not going to laugh at you. I just gave you confirmation. He said, you said an extra 9K to 90K or more, right? I said, yes. He said, well, 970,000 is more than 90K or more, right? And then you said in what, 90 days or less? I said, yes. He said, well, hour and a half is less than 90 days. So listen, so I speak this over my life every day. And matter of fact, I'll probably teach on it more Sunday night, but I'll throw it out to you right now, speak it over you right now. But every day I pray sweatless, sudden, supernatural, breakthrough, favor, increase in every area, every aspect, and every arena of my life, but especially in my health, in my wealth, and in my wisdom. Come on, somebody. Is that good or extra good? All righty, all righty. So again, my friend, do you receive that today? So again, I'm speaking that over your life. And again, sweatless. And this me claiming this every day allowed me to be connected to a concept that what is sweatless now. Isn't that right, Dr. Wilhelmina? Every day our money makes money now. Isn't that right, Ron? I will. Jeffrey Payne, sweatless, no sweat. So every day I claim sweatless, sudden, supernatural. Well, you know what? Hold, let me back up. Let me back up because we're on this your financial breakthrough or breakdown. This is week number 9. Week number 9, and the principle I think I covered last week. I'm going to start with this week was your financial breakdown or breakthrough because I'm gonna tile this, wrap it in a nice bow. Your financial breakdown or breakthrough is guaranteed when you sell, those you taking notes, when you sell or sow words, when you sell or sow your way to success. That's one of the things Myra and I was talking about last night. Every word is a seed, John. Every deed is a seed. So think about that. If every word is a seed, Corey, every deed is a seed. And May, what you got to understand is, remember when we were young, Beverly, they used to say money doesn't grow on trees. Matter of fact, in the chat, how many of you have ever heard when you were a child or even growing up? Some people still say, how many of you heard the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees? Give me a dollar sign. Give me a dollar sign in the chat. If you ever heard the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees. I remember when I used to ask my mom for stuff. She said, boy, money doesn't grow on trees. What do you know? Right? That's right. That's right, Jeffrey. Come on, who else? If you ever heard the phrase when you're a little kid, or maybe even, I even hear people still saying it today. There you go. Give me a money sign. Money doesn't grow on trees. Come on, everybody, unless you're moving checkers and are driving. Now, if you're driving, keep driving, okay? But come on now, how many ever heard money does not grow on trees? Give me a dollar sign. Give me a money sign in there. All righty. So watch this, my friend. Jeremiah 7:8 says, you trust in lying words which cannot profit. One of the greatest breakthroughs I have in my life is when I realized trusting in lying words can't profit me, then the opposite has to be true. Then trusting and implementing the truth is the thing that will help and empower and prosper me. So I've been on a journey finding out what lying words I've been trusting in. I mean, wouldn't that be, James Dixon, wouldn't that be a good question to ask yourself? What lying words have I been trusting in that's been keeping me from profiting in some area of my life? Noel, would that be a good question to ask yourself? Corey, I mean, is that a good question to ask yourself? Stuart, am I tracking here? Would that be a good, if the Bible says, Jeremiah 7:8, you trust in lying words which cannot profit, then would a good question be, well, what lying words have I been trusting in that's been hindering me from profiting? Wouldn't that be a great question, Dr. Wilhelmina, a fair question, John, to ask yourself and to try to examine? By the way, write this down if you've never wrote this down. The active mind is a questioning mind. Let me say it again. The active mind is a questioning mind. See, that's one of the reasons when I'm done speaking, I open up for questions. When I don't have any questions, it lets me know. Now, I know sometimes maybe I explained it well enough that you don't have a question. That's great. But still, I'm saying the active mind is a questioning mind. And so somehow they beat us out of asking questions when we were in school because they made us look like we were dumb or something. And yet that's how you get that total clarification, my friend. And sometimes confirmation, right? So asking questions gives you clarification and sometimes confirmation. Okay, so here's the thing. So trusting in lying words that cannot profit. So that means I got to start trusting and taking action on the truth that can only profit me, right? By the way, my wife and I, we never took a vow of poverty. We've taken a vow of proper biblical prosperity. Ooh, like my wife says, keep a kingdom. Come on now. And in the kingdom, there's no lack. I said, we haven't taken a vow of poverty. Right now, my church, bless their heart, they taught me about salvation, but they kind of messed me up on money. They made me think the less money I had, the more pure I could be and the closer I could be to God. And I contend that the more prosperous I am, the more grateful I will be to God, because now the more that I'm blessed, the more I could be a blessing to others, right? So you can't give from an empty wagon. And I know Jesus said, the poor you have what you always, but he didn't say you had to be one of them. And so I decided not let somebody else, not me, right? So anyway, so your financial breakthrough is guaranteed when you sell and sow your way to success. When you sell and sow your way to success. Now, here's what I just said. And let's talk about this money growing on trees. See, what I just said to you in a nutshell is you have to be willing to sell and sow your way to success. Say it again. You got to be willing to sell. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. And sow your way to success. Because again, my friend, if money we were taught doesn't grow on trees, and the Bible says you trust in lying words, Jeremiah 7:8, which cannot profit, then we're finding out what words have we been trusting in their lies that can't profit us. Well, let me uncover one for you. I like my good friend, oh man, what's his name? I just did an interview with him the other day. Thompson. Anyway, we're about to demystify this. I love that when he says that. Demystify. Gary Thompson. Watch this. And that is this. About to demystify. True, money doesn't grow on trees when you haven't sowed money seeds. Oh, Jeffrey Payne, did you get that one? I said, see, Mama was right. Money does not grow on trees if you haven't planted money seeds. But if you've planted money seeds, then I can guarantee you money does grow on trees, because I got some money trees that's growing for me. Hello, somebody. And everybody that's part of Texit Coin, you have a money tree. You've sowed a seed that's producing, by the way, money every single day for the next 130 years. That's not wealth. That's called generational wealth. Hello. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play a video here after a while, but I gotta beat this in. You know why? Because the Bible says you're transformed, Romans 12:2, by the what? Renewing of your mind. Now, Dr. Wilhelmina, why would my mind, Ron, why would my mind need to be renewed unless it's constantly being dirtied by fake philosophies and lies and the things of this world? So what I got to renew, I'm transferring by being renewed. So watch this. So your financial breakthrough or breakdown is guaranteed when you learn to sell or sow your way to success. So if you implement this and you're willing to sell and sow your way to success, you can do it. If you ignore it and you don't want to sell and sow your way to success, then your financial breakdown is guaranteed. Do you remember in 2 Kings, I've covered this so many times, 2 Kings chapter number, help me, Lord, is it 2 Kings chapter number 8, verses 1 through 4? The widow woman, 2 Kings, chapter number 4. I'm drawing the blank here. 2 Kings chapter 4. Chapter 4, verses 1 through, 2 Kings chapter 4. I got my handy book here. 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. That widow woman, remember, she lost her husband. He was studying in the ministry for the ministry. And so he was so, by the way, some people, Corey, they are so spiritually minded that they're of no financial good. Oh my goodness. Somebody ought to put that in the chat. Some people, and I used to be that way, they're so spiritually minded, John, that they're of no financial good. See, they don't understand that money is spiritual, but they're not spiritual, they're religiously minded, I should say. Some people are so religiously minded, they're of no financial good. And this guy was so busy studying for the ministry and the school of the prophets with Elisha that he didn't have his family taken care of. And in the prime of his life, he died. None of us know how long we have. What is your life? The Bible says it is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and vanisheth away. And that's also why the Bible says, redeeming the time, the days are evil in Ephesians. So we should be buying back our time, not selling a whole lot of our time for a little bit of somebody's money. And so your financial breakthrough can be guaranteed when you sell and sow your way to success. So this woman, her husband leaves her now, and she has no way of taking care of herself. Back in that day, it was a man's responsibility, and men today still have and take their responsibility serious to take care of his wife and children. But now they're about to take her 2 children to the debtors for debtor prison. See, you couldn't declare bankruptcy back then 8 times like Donald Trump did. You couldn't declare bankruptcy. No, you had to pay for it. You had to go to debtor's prison or somebody in your family to pay off to debt like an indentured servant. And so she just lost her husband, 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. Now she's about to lose her 2 children, the only thing she got left. And so she goes to the man of God, I believe she wanted to get an offering from the benevolence fund. But Elisha knew if he gave her money this week, an offering, she would be right back next week or next month without a way of being able to take care of herself. So instead of just giving her an offering, remember they say instead of just giving her a fish, he's going to teach her how to fish. As a matter of fact, when y'all work with me in Texit Coin, we're going to go beyond that. We're going to go from not just, you can either give a person a fish, teach them how to fish, Beverly, or allow them to buy their own fish farm that produces fish constantly and consistently. Okay, how many of you have a choice between those three? I need everybody in the chat, unless you're playing checkers or driving, but everybody to give me an answer in the chat. Give me between three things. What would you like? Would you like number one, just somebody give you a fish? Put a one. Number two, would you like for somebody to teach you how to fish? Number three, or would you like someone to empower you to buy your own fish farm that produces your own fish? And by the way, the maintenance and upkeep is taken up care of by somebody else. Give me a one, two, and three. One, you just want a fish. Two, you just want to learn how to fish. Or three, you want your own fish farm where it'll produce fish anytime you want it, and somebody else takes care of the maintenance and upkeep. Give me a one, two, or three. Come on. There you go. That's right. The one, two, or three. Awesome. 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 I see all those threes. I must be talking to the right crowd up in here. I must be talking to the right crowd, Dr. Wilhelmina Ford, with that three, and Noel with that three. Yes, that's right, James Dixon. There you go. All righty. Jeffrey said he has a chef to clean it and cook it for him. Come on now. There you go. When you have your own fish farm, you can hire people to do that. The whole farm, John said. Yes, there you go. The whole farm. Michelle, the whole farm. There you go. Okay, who else now? Come on, everybody on here, talk to me now. Talk. This is participation. I don't want you being a spectator. I want you to be a participator. Come on now. So again, this woman, now the man of God says, what do you have in your house? See, we always want to look outside of ourselves. Don't be looking at me. What do you have? And she said, well, I don't have anything except this little pot of oil. Great. Bam, that's it. See, we're going to learn to show you how to leverage, get this now, what you do have to get what you don't have. Oh, come on, somebody. Because again, see, without a mentor, you're just focused on what you don't have. And he said, no, what do you have? And he said, okay, now we're going to take what you do have and leverage that. I'm going to teach you how to be a CLO, Chief Leveraging Officer, and I'm going to help you to leverage what you do have. See, you've been undervaluing who you are and what you have to offer, but I'm going to show you how you can leverage what you have, and I'm going to show you that now you can sell and sow your way to success because you're going to leverage what you do have to get what you don't have. So make a long story short, y'all know the story. I told it 10 million times, but I'm going to keep telling it. And that is, he says, now go borrow every empty pot you can get. Who wants to borrow when you're in debt? Oh, there's good debt and bad debt. There's good borrowing and bad borrowing. And he says, now, so go borrow, okay? And by the way, theinternetmentor.com, my website, theinternetmentor.com, somebody put that in the chat, theinternetmentor.com. I have some free courses on there. One of them is the real degree you need to succeed. And I cover this really in detail because she had to get her BS degree, BS. You say BS, what is that? Borrow is the first B. He said, go borrow, right? She didn't want to borrow. And usually what a mentor tells you to do is not going to make sense. It's going to be what we call counterintuitive, but you got to learn to follow. So he says, go borrow as many empty pots as you can. I'm already in debt. Who wants to borrow? Okay, I will. I'll listen to you, man of God. You want to borrow. Now what? Okay, now take the little oil you have and pour it in those empty pots. Have your sons help you. So they won't just be freeloaders. They're learning the business. And every time I took an empty pot, it filled up, moved over to the side. The next one kept doing it. And guess what? When it's all done and all these empty pots were now filled with oil, it's a good thing she wasn't a little teeny thinker and just borrowed one or two pots. She would only have one or two pots of oil. I said, no, borrow as many as you can. Go big. And so she did. And guess what? Now she got all this oil. So now what? Goes back to the man of God. Okay, I got all this oil. It was a miracle. The oil just appeared from nowhere, kept coming. But now what do I do? And as I preach, I've been in all 50 states, 28 countries. And Brother James Dixon, I see people who got the miracle from God, but they still don't have their money. See, the miracle from God, that's supernatural, but the money is natural. Sometimes God won't do what we can't do until after we've done what we can do. Did you get that? I said, sometimes God won't do what we cannot do until after we've done what we can do. We're co-laborers. So when we do the natural, then he puts his super on it and we get the supernatural. Oh, that's good. So are you willing to sell and sow your way to success? Because this is what this woman has to do. So he says, okay, go borrow. Now, take the empty pots. She said, what do I do now with the pots now that's filled with oil? He said, now, go sell it. I imagine she said, who are we going to sell it to? Well, The same people you borrowed the pots from. Everybody needed the oil anyway. So I said, hey, look, I already filled the oil pot for you. As a matter of fact, I can give you a discount, right? And of course, if she was with me, she probably said, I'll give you a complimentary vacation also if you buy this from me. But anyway, watch this. So now she sells it. And now the Bible, he says, go pay your debt. Now, in other words, he didn't say, go first thing, go buy a new. No, no. First, pay, sell, and then pay your debt. Then thou and thy children live the rest of your life off the rest. So she had to sell and then sow her way to success. So you sell and then you sow. What do I mean? She sold a business. She started a business. Do you have a business? Or are you just limiting yourself to a job? J-O-B, jump out of bed, get on the journey of the broke. 45 years later, you end up just over broke. Instead of having a job, I want you to be like Job, spelled the same but different. Job, J-O-B, joyously, outrageously blessed. In the chat, give me a number 2 if you'd rather be like Job, to be joyously, outrageously blessed, than just have 1, 2, or 3 jobs. And again, nothing wrong. In all labor, there is profit. Nothing wrong. But we got to learn to work smarter, not harder. And through Texit Coin, that's one of the things I'm really emphasizing with people is, and this is what's key, is since money doesn't grow on trees, unless you plant money seeds, then you can have something that produces money every single day. You can have like your own fish farm. So I'll cover this Sunday night more in detail, but real quick, Dr. Haywood Robinson, we were talking and he brought this point up to me. He said, Dr. Breakthrough, he said, coins must be minted. Somebody put this in the chat. Coins must be minted. And so he said, coins are good, but it's better to have the mint that produces the coins. How many of you would agree with that? Coins are good, but it's better to have the mint, own the mint that produces the coin. Okay, so give me a number, give me a mint, put down mint. Okay, coins are good, but coins must be minted. So it's good to have coins. It's better to have and own the mint or piece of the mint that produces the coins. So number 1, coins are minted. Number 2, bills are printed. So it's good to have the bills, right? Which the other day I was walking and ran across some dollar bills on the ground, and yesterday ran across some more money on the ground. I'm always doing that, and I'll tell you why, because I sell and sow my way to success with my words. But watch this. So coins must be minted. So you want to mint instead of just the coin? Yes. Number 2, bills must be printed. It's good to have bills, but isn't it better to have and own the printing press or own part of the printing press that produces the bills? But then number 3, crypto must be mined. It's nice to have crypto, XRP, Bitcoin, all that. I got some. But it's better to own the mine or part of the mine that produces the crypto. Yes, yes, or yes. And for 130 years, so now, watch this now. Now you can sow money seeds. You can get your own mine. And for 130 years, it's going to produce at least 1 coin every day. Now, right now, when I first got it, my coin was $1.03. Now it's just shy of $3. Predicted to go to $16 a coin by February this next year, and potentially to $1,000 to $2,000 a coin. Well, that's powerful. But what is that called? That's called sell and sow your way to success. You want to sow a mine that'll produce the crypto that can be liquidated instantly for the money. Now, what's even crazier, if you're not bashful, I made a video this morning that literally I now get paid to empower people to hire their money to make money for them 24/7. Oh, Dr. Ford, you better write that one down, sis. I said, I now, on top of my money, by the way, I used to make rollout money. I would roll out, and I still do, by the way, but I'm saying I added a new dimension. If you got how many know a double barrel shotgun is more powerful than a single barrel shotgun, right? So if I'm gonna have a shotgun, I'd rather have a double barrel. So my single barrel was roll out and speak, and I get paid. I've been blessed to be paid as much as $1,000 a minute. Roll out and preach. Often, and usually they take an offering for me. A few times they took it, I never got it. But anyway, but I'm saying, but I roll out and preach and I can get paid. I can roll out and sell a book, speak and sell my book, and I get paid. I can roll out of bed and consult a company and get paid, right? So let's roll out money. I do a lot of things. I can roll out, recruit somebody in one of my businesses, I get paid. But now because I sold money seeds, now because I have my own mind, right? I mean, watch this now. Now I have roll over money. See, roll out money, I got to roll out and do something. Roll over money means I can roll over, kiss my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight, my wife Nadia, and I'm still getting paid. Why? Because I've hired my money to work for me 24/7. It never gets a break. It never goes on lunch. It never goes on vacation. I hate to sound like a slave driver, but nah, my money worked for me. That mind be producing every day between 7:15 to 7:30 Central Standard Time, 8:15, 8:30. Now watch this. But now that's passive, right? And that's hands-free. See, I call it the breakthrough hands-free money system, where it's a set it and forget it system. Because I set mine for 6 weeks and forgot all about it. And when the time I saw it, it went from $1.03 to $1.80. That's an 80% increase without me even looking at it. That's what I'm talking about, money making money for you. Come on now. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So you got to sell, but you got to sell yourself out of the fear of, well, I'm scared. What if it goes down? What if something doesn't work? Well, there's always a risk in everything. And so, as I said last week, risk is the ledge, gives winners the edge, but you want to take a calculated risk, and especially when it's calculated in your favor. But again, you got to sell and sow your way to success. So this woman then had to sell the oil, and she had sold a business, and now uh, she lived the rest of her life. The children, it was generational wealth. And that's what we're talking about. So every day I say money flows freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. Every day I say sweatless, sudden, supernatural, breakthrough, favor, increase, every area, every aspect, in every arena of my life, but especially in my health, in my wealth, and in my my health, my wealth, and my influence every day. And so now money does grow on trees. And by the way, if you go to the internetmentor.com, I got a selling course. You can take it, it's a free aspect of it. Now there's a paid part, but you can take the free part. The art of selling without selling, or how to sell without being a sellout. Because Proverbs 11:26 says, he that withholdeth the corn, the people shall curse him, but blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it, not giveth it away, selleth it. Come on now. So now I get paid additional money by selling people on the idea of hiring their money to work for them 24/7. So now money does grow on money trees after, because I planted money seeds. How about you? Does that make sense to you? I said also, your financial breakthrough or breakdown is guaranteed when you visualize and verbalize. See, until you can flow, you got to visualize and verbalize. So I add that instead of just grinding like most people don't know. You visualize, you got to see it, and then verbalize, say it, and then one day you'll actualize it. So, but instead of grinding, you want to learn, and you may have to grind until you get to the place where you flow. And that is flowing with the Spirit of God, flowing with God, with wisdom, where he says, I give you knowledge, Proverbs 8:12, of witty inventions, or Isaiah 45:3 or 5, I think is where he says, I give you hidden riches in secret places. Come on, somebody. Again, next number, here it is now. Got to close on this. When you get a financial sensei, now in the martial arts, when I learned martial arts, sensei in Japanese, that means teacher, instructor, right? So the sensei. So my sensei took me, again, when I started martial arts, I tripped up my own feet. They called me Mr. Baboon and all that. But my sensei took me when I was bad and helped me to get good. And I got so good, I got voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. I'm one of less than 210th degree black belts. As a matter of fact, not only did I get voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame, but it's even better. One of my students got voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. And it's even better that one of their students, my grand students, got voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. That's duplication. But again, my friend, I'm telling you, that's powerful. So you need to get a financial sensei, somebody who can mentor you in the financial arena. And by the way, I like to say your breakthrough comes faster when one of your mentors is a minister in 10th degree black belt grandmaster. And so your financial breakthrough is guaranteed or your breakdown is guaranteed if you don't get the financial sensei or don't listen. If you do get the financial sensei and listen. And then you got to learn, see, the financial sensei, we're going to teach you to make, write this down, more offers to qualified, targeted people more often. Ooh, let me say it again. The financial sensei is going to help you to make more offers to qualified, targeted people more often. And so I'm telling you, that's, you got to do that. That's just, now, I'll just tell you, I don't know who's ready, who's not. So I check everybody out, but it won't take me long to find out. But here's one of the questions I ask people. If I could show you how to get a over 4,500% increase, I can show you a track record over the last year. Because see, men can lie, women can lie, preachers can lie, numbers don't lie. So I always tell people, go to coinmarketcap.com. Go to coinmarketcap.com. Now, when you're at CoinMarketCap, then at the top right, there's a little circle. Type in TXC. TXC. That stands for Texit Coin. TXC. Now, click on underneath Texit Coin. It'll show you the price. I think right now it's like $2.90 or something like that. And then click on 1 year. And you'll see where it'll show you for 1 year. Then it'll show you that I think it's up 4,000. Let's see here, 4,500. Matter of fact, I'll go there right now. Just let's take a second. Okay, actually, I was wrong. It's at $2.84. And so for the year, it's up 4,630%, right? So if the man in the Bible in Matthew 25 took 2 talents, which is money, and made 2 more, that's 100%. And the man in Matthew 25 took 5 talents, which is money, that represents money, and made 5 more, which is 100%. And he gave them both and said, well done. And then the man had 1 out of fear. He was afraid he might lose it. The Lord said, you could at least give me interest, got me interest. Well, if you understand you're a steward of God's money, and I just shared with you how you could have got an extra 4,629%, how are you going to stand before God and say, you know, I didn't. I was. See, it's not even my money. I'm a steward. And I got to give not just what he gave me, but above and beyond. That's called profit. All right. So anyway, so I hope that blesses you, my friend. So again, we still got, I think, 2 more weeks left. Your financial breakthrough is guaranteed. Let me give you the last one, just close out. We'll teach on this next week. And that is when you leverage your eternal riches, that's heaven, streets of gold, gates of pearl. When you leverage your eternal riches and your internal riches, which is your free will, the Holy Spirit, you're a king's kid, to manifest external riches. Oh, I can't wait till next week. So again, your financial breakthrough is guaranteed when you learn how to leverage your eternal riches. That's heaven, streets of gold, gates of pearl, no more sickness, no more dying. Your internal riches, the free will, the Holy Spirit that lives and never leave nor forsake, to manifest the external riches. Okay, is that good, good, or good? In the chat, let me know how did we do today by the grace of God. Let me show you something. We just finished that 90-day breakthrough fast. Reverend Key's not even here. Let me show you. This was just a week before I started the 90-day fast, breakthrough to vital health fast. Stuart Brown, look over here. Ron, you was here at this meeting. Ron, do you remember when I looked like this, Ron? You were there in Tennessee at the AI conference where they flew me and Nadia in to speak. Ron, are you available? Or are you moving checkers with Valerie or something?
Oh, Doc, why you playing like that, man? You know I was in the house with you, brother.
You remember this picture here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is yesterday, right here. This is yesterday. So I had to find that outfit. Look at my shoulders. Look how far down extra that thing comes. And I didn't even realize the size of my stomach. I was like, oh my goodness. Now I'm fasting and praying for you all to get a financial breakthrough, but I didn't realize also I would have a benefit, right? And this is me also now. So folks, there's some benefits we'll talk about on another day. But financially, I ran into this whole thing, understanding about this Texit Coin thing. I spoke for them on my fifth day or sixth day or something like that of my. Wait a minute, Ron, you were there with me. Here we go back to Ron again.
Man,
You were
why you
there at that meeting with me.
on
I
it?
was
Come on,
fasting.
brother.
Remember, they said everybody here can get the meal's going to be paid for, and I was like, that's okay, no, thank you, right? Um, but and Ron and I, Will was there, and anyway, so um, so God's been leading. So we got Michelle on here, Dooley. Michelle, I know I only got 1 minute left. If you want to put that link in the chat and speak up for a moment, you got a conference. I'm speaking at a bunch of other speakers. Excuse me, prosperity, position yourself to prosperity, purpose, excuse me, to prosperity. 30 seconds. You can unmute.
Purpose to prosperity is what we all want. We don't want purpose leading to poverty. And so, for everyone here who is serious about using kingdom principles in order to have the life that you really want, the one that God designed for you, jump in. If you are an employee, we're going to teach you how to up level your game so that you can get promoted. If you want to be an entrepreneur, we're going to talk to you about how to get there, the vital steps, the mindset change. We have powerful persons like Dr. Breakthrough. He's talking about sales and service and how they are combined. We have this guy that I interviewed just today who lost it all and then rebuilt his business because he realized he lost the business, not because of some.
Awesome. Oh, man.